Welcome to Ladies Group Chat, where influencers, internet chaos, and group text opinions collide. A Nantucket shop put up a no influencer sign and somehow launched the most influencer conversation possible. Which honestly is the perfect summary of the internet right now. Everybody wants the buzz, nobody wants the ring light in the aisle. This Nantucket fight is so revealing because both sides are kind of saying the quiet part out loud. The shops are basically like, please stop treating our tiny store like a content studio if you're not even buying anything. And the creators are like, hold on, you love the free promotion when the post goes viral, so don't suddenly act allergic to influencers as a species. That's why the signs hit such a nerve. Is it a filming rule which is normal in a cramped private business, or is it using influencer as a slur? And yes, the backlash does feel gendered. Streamer still sounds like a job title. Influencer gets said like a personality defect. The tradwife conversation has also become one giant labeling problem. People are slapping that term onto any woman who cooks, has kids, wears a pretty dress, and doesn't post herself rage emailing on a laptop. Nara pushing back made total sense because her actual life, by her own description, is shared childcare, shared cooking, shared income, shared work. A lot of women are living in that half and half zone, some paid work, some homework, some seasons heavier than others, and the internet keeps demanding a single clean label. It flattens people, and then everybody starts fighting over a caricature instead of a real person. One of the clearest themes here is that hobby content is not a hobby once you're producing, editing, negotiating brand deals, and running your own little media company. Reality people getting scooped up by major agencies tells you the machine is fully built now. If you can hold attention, somebody wants to package you. But the shiny part comes with the grimy part. Content theft is everywhere. People stealing work, even photoshopping other creators' faces to sell stuff, which is so deeply unhinged. And I did like the point about sustainable fame versus overnight virality. Slow growth may be less sexy, but it usually looks a lot more stable when the algorithm decides to become your enemy. The reality TV authenticity complaint also feels very real. Older reality stars were messy because they were trying to build something. Newer ones often feel like they're protecting a future skincare line before episode 3 even airs. Then you add fake or exaggerated pairings pushed for engagement, and fans find out later they got sold a storyline instead of a relationship. No wonder fandoms get toxic. People are emotionally investing in something that may have been assembled in a conference room. Influencer luxury math remains one of my favorite genres. It's not that expensive because it was store credit, promo money, or content budget, which still sounds a lot like expensive. The sunglasses take was correct though. They really are the purse of the face. Fit, lens quality, polarization, comfort. Your eyeballs do not care about a logo. Also, the revenge dress narrative needs to be retired unless the person literally says, yes, I wore this to destroy a man. Sometimes a dress is just a dress, and a columnist is doing cardio around it. The emotional whiplash section of the internet gave us Jimothy the raccoon and the grief around Simon Sitz. Jimothy becoming a brand ambassador because he's adorably circular is exactly the kind of news item that makes modern life feel like a fever dream. But the Simon story is the other side of why animal accounts matter. People really do build community around these pets, and when one dies, the mourning is real. Raising more than $500,000 for rescue work is such a beautiful reminder that internet attention is not always hollow. The maternal mental health conversation was heavier but important. When creators talk honestly about postpartum anxiety and intrusive thoughts, it matters because so many parents are hiding that stuff under a performatively strong exterior. And the kids' privacy issue connects to that bigger pressure. A cute clip can explode overnight, and suddenly your child has hundreds of thousands of strangers commenting on their face, their voice, their life. It makes complete sense that more parents are pulling back, covering faces, or keeping kids mostly offline. Growth is not worth permanent exposure for someone who never consented. A few practical notes from the chaos file. If a storefront looks sketchy, reverse image search it, and if you can use PayPal buyer protection, use it. That is less glamorous than a shopping haul, but dramatically more useful when an AI ad sends you into counterfeit hell. Same with contractors who try to scare you into a giant decision off one dramatic claim. Second opinions are sexy, actually. And on the gym side, the videos of women just trying to work out while men interrupt, hover, or harass them are exhausting. A treadmill does not mean open casting for unwanted audience participation. LeBron taking a reported 2-year deal with the Sixers for way less money and giving the salary to charity is such a late career legacy move, and the possible father-son documentary energy with Bronny is obvious. The Netflix Unabomber project is also setting off a very fair alarm because there is a real line between context and accidental myth-making around a domestic terrorist. And I fully support deleting right person, wrong time from the cultural vocabulary. Half the time that's just heartbreak wearing a fake mustache. That's it for Ladies Group Chat. Protect your kids, question the contractor, and maybe don't put up a sign that becomes the best influencer campaign you've ever had. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own at podkey.fm.